All right, y'all, welcome back to another episode of the Stiff Rods Podcast. We are still back in Illinois, in a new room, though, with some new special guests. Today we got my good buddy, Luka, and my good buddy, Jake, both from my high school here at Mattia Valley. And since then, we have went our separate ways. You're now at Tennessee, and then Jake is
still in high school.
Still in high school. So today we're going to be talking... I think we're gonna talk a little bit about high school fishing. So we all fished in high school here in Illinois. Kind of went through the same organizations. We had IBN, IBFCA, or ICAS. I should say we all fished together in high school, partners. There's literally nobody else in our school that really tournament fished.
Yep.
So I guess first, tell us a little bit about yourselves for the people that don't know.
All right, so I'm Luka, and I guess I'll just say I started competitive bass fishing through this club that Carter got me involved in. I think I was around 12 years old, 7th grade, something like that. And we used to go around pond fishing a lot. I would say that Carter kind of got me into all like the pond fishing stuff, but my grandpa taught me how to fish. And then once I got to high school, I started fishing all those trails that he was just talking about. Partnered with Jake for IBN for a little while, and then partnered with Carter for IBFCA for the last couple of years, as well as IHSA. And I'm a freshman at University of Tennessee, and I just finished my first semester on the fishing team. It was a little underwhelming, but it's fun, and we're getting ready for the spring. We're going to start off our season in Florida, so I'm excited for that.
I'm Jake, and I kind of got into tournament fishing because YouTube videos
You don't
I
have to
saw.
talk that close.
Oh.
I mean, yeah. It'll pick it up from like right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, I got into tournament fishing because of YouTube videos I saw, and then I started going pond fishing a little more, met up with Luka, and then Luka ended up introducing me into Carter, and then around that time I joined the same club that they were in, and then it kind of picked up from there.
Which kind of sucked after a while.
Yeah, after a while the club kind of...
It's kind of dissolved.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still running.
It's good for young kids who are just trying to start tournament fishing.
Yeah. And I definitely would recommend that to join any local club you have here in Illinois. Probably one of the worst state for bass fishing. You can still find opportunities to get into it at a young age with the way that high school and youth fishing as a whole has grown. I remember the junior national championship that I won in 8th grade. That was definitely one of like the stepping stones and what kind of really got me obsessed with like trying to fish for a living. Being able to go and win and weigh in on on the same stage that you used for the Elite Series is definitely like an awesome opportunity. You guys fish the juniors? You went to nationals, right?
Yeah, I ended up going to nationals 2 years. The first year didn't do so hot. The second year I ended up getting 5th place, so it was decent. Yeah, decent experience.
So you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I never went to nationals.
Yeah, he was never good enough.
All right, maybe the college nationals in my future.
Yeah, how's Tennessee been as far as the college fishing?
Well, as a freshman, I think I fished the most tournaments out of anybody on the team. So we had a really big football season, and a lot of the older guys took that more seriously, I'd say, and just kind of enjoyed the semester because their important season to fish is in the spring because that's when all the BASS tournaments are. But it was fun. I think it was probably the worst 5 months of fishing I've ever had in my life between Kentucky Lake Dardanelle, and then not being able to figure out a TVA lake for the life of me. I mean, it was a good time.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely looking forward to some more like serious fishing and trips that the whole team takes. The biggest trip we went on was only like 6 of us.
Yeah, and you're going to Headwaters, right?
Yeah, we're gonna do I think 3 days of Headwaters before we fish and practice for the Harris chain. And Headwaters is just like obviously one of the best largemouth fisheries in the country. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if we're gonna throw shiners or what, but we probably will.
Shiners on bobbers.
Probably.
That's how you catch big ones down the
Catch
Florida.
10-pounder.
Yep. So how does the funding work? Like, is it for a larger school like that? Because you guys don't have a coach or anything.
Yeah, so we do actually have a coach, but he's kind of just a sponsor. He doesn't actually work at the school, I don't think. Don't quote me on that. I haven't gotten to know him very well yet, but we do have a coach. He doesn't do a whole lot. It's mostly student run. Like we have a president, a treasurer, a vice president, and all that. But the funding it's pretty much like half of lodging and then a good chunk of gas for every tournament we go to. So like for this Florida trip that we're gonna go on, I think we're gonna get half for an Airbnb, and then I think it's like a couple $100 allotted for each team for gas for the whole week. And then whatever funds that the club raises for themselves, obviously you can use for any of that. So I think we did a pretty good job this fall. We had a lot of money come in just specifically for our club. So I'm hoping that's a little better than it was in the fall, because I was kind of I was kind of surprised at how much money I had to take out of my own pocket at like Dardanelle.
Yeah.
I think I ended up Venmoing my partner like $300. So
Even if it all is paid for, you still gotta go buy tackle. Like Harris Chan, I'm about to go drop.
And we like college fishing, you do get a good discount.
Oh yeah.
Like if you fish ACA tournaments, you get a good discount on certain stuff. But also like our school, we get a big discount at a tackle shop nearby, and they got a lot of good stuff. So it's not too bad at all.
Yeah, it's definitely, because we're right next to Drury's right next to MSU, so I was talking to them, and they're kind of run the same deal, where it's kind of a lot of, if you guys are thinking about coming into college fishing, like there's pretty much two types. I'm in the small school,
private school versus public school.
Yeah, pretty much, and I mean, either way is great. I think if you want to, if fishing is like 150 million% everything you want to do, then go to a private school and have the coach and do all that.
But if you're not sure like me and you still get good grades, then you might as well go to a big school. Exactly. And I mean, still can go fish. I mean, we fish all the same tournaments pretty much this year. Yeah, the only difference is how many days you fish a week.
Oh yeah. Well, that's not even like has anything to do with the school. I mean,
that's true.
You're literally 5 minutes from where the Bassmaster Classic
I guess
is.
That's true. I guess the difference is I don't have a boat.
Yeah.
To take out.
Yeah, that's a big thing in college fishing that's not really talked about. Is like when you're going to look for a school, like some of the schools I was looking at. I mean, if you look at like the top 10 in points, and then look at their locations.
We're not in that anymore, by the way.
Really?
No.
I think we're in like 10th.
I think we were in 9th when I came to Tennessee, and now we're in 19th. That tells you anything about me.
It's your fault.
Yeah, so, I mean, being next to good lakes is like an awesome thing to have. Here in Illinois, I didn't have a boat until I literally was at college.
Yeah.
And so being able to go to a lake, even like before tournaments and like just during the off season, like I can literally fish pretty much. Obviously, I couldn't fish this last week with this cold spell, I don't think, but you can fish out there, you know, however much as you want, and you can stay polished. That's the word I would like to use. I
maybe went fun fishing 7 times, 8 times all semester.
Mm-hmm.
When's the last time you went fishing in a boat?
Well, I got a John boat, and I think the last
the
time
OG John boat.
Took that out was probably like September or so, but
it's a while.
Yeah, it's been a while, but you know, I've been out a few tournaments since then. Yeah,
it's pretty much what me and Luka did in high school. Just hopped around and
had different boat captains.
Had great people volunteer for us as boat captains. And Jake, you've kind of done a lot more than us as far as high school.
Yes.
Tell us about that experience. Being able to travel. Like I only fished one Bass National Championship, and then I never did the MLF ones. But you've been to several, haven't you?
Yes.
And won 2 opens, 2-time high school open champion right over there.
I'm not fishing the high school opens anymore, but since I believe 2021, I fished almost all of them in the open or like in our area, which there's not really any in our area. So I think the furthest we traveled was probably Guntersville.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good drive. and we ended up winning 2.
Didn't do too bad on Gunnersville either, right?
Mm-mm.
No, we got like 10th there, or something like that.
So you won at Ozarks and Erie,
I got 5th place at
and you did good in lacrosse.
5th place at lacrosse. We ended up qualifying for the national championship last year and didn't do so hot on Pickwick, but
Yeah, it was a brutal tournament though. It was a brutal tournament.
Was that summer?
I didn't fish it, but I know they weren't pulling anchor middle of summer.
Yeah,
TVA lakes.
almost dead
Got it.
slick out there.
Oh yeah. Somebody always caught them though. It was like 18 pounds on 3 or something.
I think Pickwick's a really good lake from what I've seen so far.
Yeah,
It's
because
just
you went.
tough.
Yeah, yeah. I really wanted to fish that.
I went in
college
October.
field.
It was the end of October. It was an MLF tournament, and
Yeah.
the weights were solid again.
Yeah,
I mean-
I was there for the Toyota Series Championship a year ago, literally the same time, and I mean those TVA lakes, I've now been to 3 of them, and I think are they the most amazing fisheries? Like you should travel 10 hours to go fish them. No, but I think that the reason hear me out. I think the
Cherokee though.
Yeah, Cherokee probably, I guess. But I think the reason that there's so many guys there is it's centrally located. You can learn so many different like styles of fishing there, and then you also have all those lakes like close together, and they're not bad fisheries. I mean, it still takes 20 pounds a day to win events out there, if not more. You know.
Yeah.
But just the amount of pressure that they get, I think is definitely.
I definitely comparing it to up here. I don't think I've ever missed
yeah.
like fishing up north so
Mhm.
much than like in September and early October when it was still tough down there
Mhm.
before it started getting cold.
Oh yeah, TVA in the fall is
Yeah.
not the hottest.
Really warm water. Really warm.
Oh yeah, yeah. But yeah, I mean, as far as the high school fishing thing, going back to that, like I wish Cade was here because he could tell us about the Texas thing. But like going to school now with kids like Cade and seeing the other side of it, where high school fishing down there is like
Huge.
so it's huge. Like the
Yeah.
state championships on whatever it was, Rayburn will draw 500 boats, and
Ridiculous.
you know the average tournament every month will have 200-300 boats. So it's like you don't even have a second thought of like, oh, maybe I should go jump in a BFL or a Kona event because you're so involved in like just the high school side of it.
Yeah.
Whereas up here it's like 20 boats on the Des Plaines
I mean, we
River.
had 50 boats at our state
A little
championship.
buttle. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And like the
So,
fisheries, you
On
can't
the
even
creek.
see the fisheries on Google Earth.
Yeah. I mean, it's like the stuff around here. I mean, you can go out and learn like your basic techniques, but as far as like decision making and like locating fish, I don't feel like it's helpful because it's
Also, we have no schooling fish and no bluff walls, so that kind of
yeah, it's
took me
like
by surprise.
yeah, it's like I don't know, it's like spot fishing. Like you're
Yeah.
just it's just whoever
Targets,
Yeah,
hard
like-
targets that you see
yeah
the whole time.
Whoever
So-
gets the best boat number wins.
Pretty much.
yeah. So that's kind of why I did a lot of co-angler stuff right as I turned 16 up in lacrosse, and then done the northerns, and now Luka. You're thinking about hopping in all 3 this year or what?
I would love to. I doubted myself last year. I mean, Carter convinced me to go up to Champlain with him, and we both made some money. So now I'm feeling like I should actually try my hand at it.
Yeah. I mean the fishing all 3 is great just because of the championship, and then the Potomac is definitely somewhere you want to go.
Yeah.
It's got to be one of the best largemouth fisheries as far as numbers.
Really?
Amount of 2 to 3 pound fish. It's can't beat it. Can't beat the old title fishery. But are you fishing James? For
Oh
college?
yeah, we're doing all 4.
Oh, you got in for all 4.
Yep. What is it? Harris, Cherokee, James, Red River.
Yeah, it was insane to me for you up and coming college anglers when you're going to register for a Bassmaster event.
Horrible.
Yeah, you gotta be on it. It is horrible.
We had our group chat was like going crazy probably like 2 days before, and then like within the hour before they were all saying, everybody find your partner, go sit down in the library or in your dorm room and sit next to him at 3:30 because it opened at 4 p.m.
Yeah.
And you got to be sitting next to him at 3:30 and have all the information that you need already open in a Google Doc, and then you copy paste it right at 4 o'clock. It's like you keep refreshing the page the 5 minutes before.
Yeah.
It's like really first come first serve.
Yeah, so I went to register and the website crashed for like the first
Yep.
2 minutes, and then I think I got in for Harris, and then I'm doing waitlisted for Red River, didn't sign up for James, and then what was the other one? Cherokee.
Are they doing the national championship at Winyah Bay again?
I don't know, but the rumor behind that one was that like they were actually going to go back there for the Elite Series because they went there in 17 or 18, I think.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The one that Stetson won, and the Elites didn't want to go back there, and they had already signed a contract with like the city, so they're like, oh,
That's why they did college.
well,
or-
yeah, so they're like, oh, we'll just screw the college anglers and set them to win, yeah.
I mean,
But,
all our guys had a lot to say about that place.
Oh, really? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, anytime you have those national championships, regional championships, whatever, in the fall, they're all going to be tough.
Mhm.
I mean, unless you're going up to the St. Lawrence or something like that. But
Yeah.
you got any pro tips for the mastering Cherokee or Douglas?
Dude, I told you like
Well-
5 times.
Well, you have, but yeah, but you've hung out with the kids that
That's
fish there
true.
a lot.
And like I fished Douglas and Norris a couple times. Those are the other 2 lakes that are right around there, the non-TVA East Tennessee lakes. I don't know. I think they're all pretty clear lakes. Cherokee's pretty clear, isn't it?
I don't know. I mean, it fishes probably. I'm just thinking it's gonna fish similar to Table Rock. Lots of smallmouth.
There are a lot of smallmouth, but I don't know. From what I've seen from Douglas and Norris, a big deal is definitely a small Kitech. I don't know how much that'll play in March or what is it, March, early April, that you can probably power fish a little bit more.
Yeah.
I don't know how deep those fish sit, but
Yeah.
if it compares anything to Douglas, then I don't know, you can probably get away with fishing 10 foot.
You have any predictions as far as weight?
Not
What's it
really.
gonna take?
I mean, the only times I've done a tournament on one of those lakes is just now in December on Norris, and it was a really tough day for everybody. I think it took 15 to win.
15. Is Norse good? Like in the
Numbers
spring?
Lake, it's for numbers it's good. There's not. Someone said they lost 6-pound smallmouth. I don't know if they actually have smallmouth that big, but
Yeah.
you can catch a lot of smallmouth, and like obviously down there the size minimum is 18 inches, so
Yeah.
catching a 16, 17 inch smallmouth doesn't look too bad, but it's really frustrating because you catch a lot of them. So if
Yeah.
you're going out fun fishing, I would say Norris is a great place to go, but it can be frustrating in a tournament because a lot of the smallmouth are 17 inches.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the same way on Loudon and Telco.
Yeah, they're all
That's the
18
thing.
inches for
Yeah.
smallmouth. But
Yeah.
Loudon and Telco, you catch more. You definitely catch a lot more largemouth than you do on Norris.
Yeah, yeah. That's a great thing about that area, kind of, is at Tennessee, and then Carson's like 40 minutes from there.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have Shimon on next week,
Yeah.
and he goes to Carson, and I mean they're literally 5 minutes, not even
From Cherokee.
From Cherokee. So like I said, being able to go and fish whenever you want is.
I mean, if we
awesome.
drive not even an hour in any direction, you can go to
Mhm.
Watts Bar, Fort Loudon, just the river, Douglas, Norris, or Cherokee.
Yeah, and you're
Nice.
next. You're close to Dale Hollow too, aren't you?
No, we're like 2.5 hours from that.
Well, still, I mean,
Really
that's-
good lake.
yeah, like Dale Hollow. I know Shimon went to Gunnersville. I mean, like being 2 hours from those places, you can make like a weekend trip. We did that at Lake of the Ozarks a lot this fall. Like we're about 2 hours there from there, I think, and we just drive up there and catch a couple bass. Hopefully not die from the yacht wakes.
Yeah.
But yeah. You got any pro tips on Lake of the Ozarks? We got a spring event there coming up for a college for the viewers.
Well, I never fished there.
Because you were an MLF high school champion there.
I won there
I said
once, and then didn't do too hot the second time.
Mhm.
But I've never fished it in the spring. I would just assume like what we were fishing was a lot of, I guess, rocks and stuff up creek channels, and then that's how we won it the one time. So I'm assuming in the spring, something similar, depending on when is it in the spring.
I think mid-March.
Yeah, third week of March, I think.
So probably
It's just a one day too.
a lot of power fishing,
Yeah.
classic spring baits.
Yeah. Lake of the Ozarks is an interesting lake from what I've seen from it.
Brush pile fishing,
Yeah, lots of piles. It's one of those lakes that is just covered in docks, just everywhere you go.
Mm-hmm.
I've really only focused on like the dam area, but I think when you get farther upriver, there's a little bit less docks. But I mean, it's like the fall event we fished. I mean, you guys have the same. You guys had the tournament that weekend as well.
Yeah, we did after you guys.
Because the way for all the college and high school tournaments are, they line them up next to each other, so they don't have to travel back and forth with the weigh-in trailers, whatever. But it's like a light switch. I mean, Lake of the Ozarks, everyone's talking about how good their practice was and yada yada, catching 25 pounds a day. And tournament comes, takes like 19 or 17 to win or something like that. So, and like 11 and a half to qualify. So,
Yeah.
it's mid-March though on Lake of the Ozarks is going to be a slugfest though. It's like lacrosse a lot as far as the weights. Like it would be ounces, not even. And Champlain was the same way. But maybe we shouldn't go there because some people say that's unfair. They're too tight of weights.
Which one?
Ready.
Which one's a bigger live scope lake? Table Rock or Ozarks?
Definitely Table Rock.
Definitely Table Rock. I mean, Lake of the Ozarks is like, it's a big brush pile lake, and having scope is like good to like see them.
Yeah.
But Table Rock is like, before I left to come back home, I mean they were really getting out in that winter stuff, that winter pattern, out in the ditches. They get over a lot more standing timber on Table Rock, and it's, I mean, I've just obviously just had my own live scope to use on my boat for this past couple months, and like I would go out there all the time and just live scope spotting bass out of the trees. And it's definitely, I think that area, like the Ozark area, is the best place to learn your electronics. It's just because of the amount of rock, like there's no grass. The fish really can't hide. I mean they can, but they just not bite. But
I've experienced that
yeah.
the one time I
Oh
was
yeah,
there.
you fished there, didn't you?
Yeah, I went there
How was
once
that?
in the spring and had an interesting practice. It was super windy, like the conditions were awful and made it horrible to run around the lake.
Mm-hmm.
So we ended up going into like the only protected part we could find, which was like right on the border of Arkansas and Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
Not at that end, and we were just going around throwing rock crawlers. I picked up a glide bait, started catching them, getting follows. Tried to do that in the tournament, didn't end up working, and we just kind of ran around and fished for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Caught one or two, but it wasn't very good.
Yeah, it's Table Rock can get rough.
Isn't that the worst
I mean,
when you're
they're
just like out of spots in like the first hour?
Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah.
We went to our one spot where I was catching them on the glide, and then didn't catch any there. And we went to similar stuff, didn't get anything, no follows, we didn't see any bait on side scan or anything, down scan, nothing, and then we just kind of went up lake and
Yeah.
tried to do what we know how to do.
Yeah, the rock crawler bait is stupid. Like, how many rock crawlers those fish have seen and eaten, and it continues to still be
Yeah.
a player, time and time again. But why don't we talk a little bit about our high school fishing in Illinois?
Yeah, I think we should. I mean, this is one of the few times that all three of us will be together on the podcast. So
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what was the best high school tournament? Kincaid,
That one was pretty good.
the
Jacksonville.
best one me and you fished was Jacksonville,
Jacksonville.
for sure. Best one me and you fished was I don't even
13.
know. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I guess
Yeah, Jacksonville was.
Port 13 or Clinton Lake that one time.
What's
that
that one?
That one time we started throwing Ned rigs.
Oh yeah, state.
That was so dumb.
The one day of state.
Yeah, that was really funny.
Yeah, Jacksonville. That was like my first experience like running the boat, I guess.
Yeah.
The year we got second.
Well, yeah, you made most of the decisions. Carter was running and gunning on the trolling motor.
gosh. Yeah, it was. Yeah. I mean, we finished second, but.
And I mean,
Same
it was
time.
probably one of my first tournaments that I actually had a good practice, good deal of confidence going into it, because we didn't having to recruit boat captains and try to find people to take us out in their boats. It was really hard to get them to bring us out for practice too.
Yeah.
So the fact that we actually got a solid full day of practice
Yeah.
on this one, on a pretty
was-
small lake, it was really helpful.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was just junk fishing. I mean, that's essentially what we do
Illinois is pretty
anywhere
much-
here in Illinois.
Yeah.
Unless you go down to Kincaid, Egypt, the power plant, Newton.
Yeah.
Gosh, what was that? Rend.
I think Rend is pretty
Rend
junky too.
sucks. Yeah. That whole
Trey
that
McKinney
whole-
will teach you about Rent.
Yeah, that whole Illini division. I should get Trey on this podcast.
That would be
Speaking of
pretty
which,
good.
he's fishing the EQs next year. Fresh out of high school. So
Wow.
yeah, he's won 2 DFL AOIs. the
And he's
Illini
17.
division. Yeah, which is
Mhm.
Unreal.
insane, especially on a division like that where, I mean, catching a limit, you'll win the tournament in some cases. But yeah, that's pretty much a summary of Illinois bass fishing. It's junk fishing, but I don't think it's necessarily been a bad experience.
What?
I mean, we'll go to Dardanelle.
Dude,
About the
Dardanelle.
same.
I thought Dardanelle was gonna be my speed because we're used to shallow water grass fishing, that type of stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was anyone's speed. Really.
Dude, Dardanelle was I don't know how to describe it. It's the bank cover looks like there should be bass in it, but there's just not. There's just not.
Are you talking about that really green, kind of sparse, leafy stuff that came
Yeah,
out
it's
from the bank?
I'm not I think it's willow leaf.
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
willow, not
That
water
stuff-
willow.
That stuff that's in
Water
Clinton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, same
Mhm.
stuff. But even just the wood and stuff, I don't know. There's just not. I don't know if the water was drawn down that time of year. I feel like it was a little bit low, which I don't know how much it affected the fish. But that tournament is just that was the first and only tournament that I fished out of my boat, and it was just like you said about table rock. I mean, it was just one of those things where you're I don't know where to go.
It was probably the worst tournament I've ever fished in my life.
Yeah, we literally ran the entire lake. We went all the way up to Spadra, went back in Illinois. We went. I mean, we literally went everywhere.
Did you lock
Yeah, you
down
could
and
run.
practice at all?
No, did you?
Yeah, we did. We went probably a mile and a half down, and everything down there looked so good.
Really?
It looked like lacrosse without all the grass. I mean, it was chutes and stuff,
Yeah.
and nothing we caught was.
Was there current?
Yeah, nothing we caught was over 14 inches.
That sucks. Yeah.
It was cool, but
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how some guys did really good. I think what was it, 2 years ago, a year ago.
yeah.
But I mean all that stuff is dependent on the locks and when they're in current and stuff like that. So
Well, anyways, high school fishing.
We're getting off topic.
yeah, I know.
What was your guys' favorite body of water to fish that we did in tournaments here?
Oh, probably Clinton. I'm gonna say that the Clinton Lake in Illinois is the closest to a actual fishery.
Actual lake.
Yeah.
fishery, and it's 2 hours away, and that was one of the most fun days of fishing. Was me and Scott Woltman. If you're watching this, that was an epic day when we made a comeback on the second day of state.
I do remember.
You guys
that.
did
we
good
did
too.
too.
Yeah, we also made a slight comeback.
Dude, let's let's run down what we were doing.
So it was just we were what were we doing? We were throwing everything.
Yeah,
kinda
well,
went
we started fishing. We started fishing like brush piles in 12 foot of water. We started fishing
Yeah.
all these points, running pretty much every single deepish point in the lake. And up here in Illinois, 12 feet is kind of deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what do? We started fishing some channel swing a little bit
We
deeper.
found like there's this one area
Jake started throwing a Ned rig.
tied on a Ned rig.
If you know if you know anything about that lake, you would not think to throw a Ned rig on that lake if like the fish are
I
not.
mean it's a deep lake. Takes quite for Illinois standards takes quite a bit of weight. To
There's
win
no
there
smallmouth
usually.
in there. The water's
Dirty
not
water.
clean or anything.
It's like a mini. I'd say it's like similar to a lake in Texas almost.
yeah,
Lots
I
of
could see
standing
it.
timber.
Yeah, tons.
Lots of
Mhm.
offshore
And
fishing.
then Jake caught like a almost 5-pounder on a Ned rig.
Yeah, that was our first fish of the day.
And then I tied on a Ned rig, and we started running the same type of stuff.
Just
and then
throwing a Ned rig in it.
we didn't even have 5 fish, and we caught like 14 pounds.
We
It was so interesting.
yeah.
Yeah, Kate, if you're watching this,
He ended up
you heard him.
Never losing our 5th fish.
Yeah, that's about that.
So,
I was
so you had
playing
14
around.
on 4?
I think so.
How'd you guys finish?
I don't know, because we did bad the first day. We had like,
First day,
we had like a limit for like 7 pounds.
you dumped like a 4. And then,
Yeah, I have better equipment now. I can blame it on my equipment.
Oh yeah, that was back in
Yeah,
those days.
yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, he did have a little bit of a reset. That was at VFL.
Well, you didn't lose any rods from that.
What he's referring to is I lost my whole tackle bag in a co-angling event. I was in lacrosse. It was cold.
Were you in Prairie?
It was April. No, it was lacrosse.
Oh, it was
Pool 8. Pool 8 now houses a tackle warehouse fishing backpack.
If anyone sees it, please contact him.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you end up snagging it or something, that's his.
Yeah, I guess the boater told me. Well, I mean, I'm not blaming it on him, but he told me to put the bag in the back of the boat so he could like get his rods out and stuff. And then I never moved it back into like the well, and he took off. It's in the bottom of pool 8. I was pretty upset.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's gotta be that was probably brutal feeling. You just like get off bad and you're like, oh, where's my
And like the worst part is that's before I like got a small co-angling bag that I just like brought what I needed. I brought almost all my tackle to that event.
Yeah, that was oh now you have that backpack now.
Yeah, I just got.
Oh no, now you have
I just got
an
that-
even smaller one.
Yeah, I just got that little one.
Oh,
and
is
just
this
like
the one that you bought at Sinclair?
yeah. For like co-angling events, like I've come to realize that consolidating your tackle. I kind
Yeah.
of learned this from Carter, but like consolidating your tackle helps so much.
I used to bring like a big duffel bag. It was probably like I don't know this big. It weighed like 50 pounds.
Yeah, our high school tournaments used to have like this gym bag.
Yeah, now I'm downsized to this like little blue bag. You know, I got like 2 boxes in there and then some money bags filled with plastics.
Yeah.
That's all I need.
Exactly. It sounds kind of weird, but like I just think your mindset is so much more clear when you have only a couple
Yeah, 'cause
of
then you're
options
not-
you have confidence in.
You're not overthinking about what you're trying to throw and like could this work? Could this
Yeah.
work?
I mean, filling the bag the night before is the hard part.
Yeah.
Being like oh, what
Fil-
should I leave at
filtering everything
home?
out. Yeah. I mean, when you go up north though, it's easy.
So much.
I mean,
easier.
I'll literally bring like sometimes I'll literally just bring one 3600 that's like that big, and then a money bag with like just flatworms in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, just keep it simple. When you go, even when I went to the TBAs, I'll just bring Senkos, accurate cooks. I mean,
That doesn't fly on like Watts Bar. It does not build the same as Gunnersville.
Really?
No.
Hmm.
There's
yeah,
not a
Watts
lot-
Bar is a tough lake.
Yeah.
We were fortunate enough. I stayed right next to Watts Bar. I haven't not fished it though. Is there grass in there?
No, it's pretty good grass. It's just like
It just sucks.
not as. I don't think it's as shallow of a fishery as like Gunnersville can be.
Yeah. No, Gunnersville was insane. Like I remember.
Also, I've
some of
never.
my boat
I don't know if
fishing
there's
there.
mats really.
Yeah. No, Gunnersville was cool. We did not catch them frogging or punching, but
Mm-hmm.
Wacky rig.
yeah.
Never
Same
fails.
thing. It never fails. Literally, every single check I've cashed this year has involved either a wacky rig or a weightless Senko
Drop
Texas
shot.
rig
I mean,
or a
spinning
drop
rod.
shot. Like even in Florida, I was literally using a 735, which is like a flipping stick, or no 734, which is like a jig rod from Dobbins, and I was flipping a weightless Senko into mats, like into the holes, and just let it sink. God,
Is that a Harris?
that was at Okeechobee.
Oh, okay.
No, I have not fished Harris, but
Oh,
I'm
really?
looking forward to it. I think we're gonna be down there for like 4 days practicing. We're not gonna fish it on the left one though. But Yeah, that'll be a fun trip for sure. You can catch them fishing shell, hydrilla, or you can catch them spawning.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? Who knows?
Were we ever able to catch fish like on beds in tournaments here?
Not to my knowledge.
I feel like
think there's like
water's pretty dirty. So
I remember
Yeah.
one year it was a state tournament like 3 years ago in Clinton. There was still a few spawners.
Yeah, it's like dirty water though.
Well,
yeah,
it's
I mean if
kinda
you
hard.
find them up shallow.
Like I remember we went up to the cold arm of it, and it's a little bit cleaner up there, and able to find some, but nothing really crazy where it's
Yeah.
on bed fishing or anything like that.
Yeah.
Should we talk about the weights up here, like for our high school tournaments?
Oh yeah.
I remember
How good they were.
one of the this was before even high school. This was a junior tournament.
Oh, I know what you're gonna say.
On the river, the Des Plaines River. I don't know how many other competitors there were, but I ended up winning with 3 pounds for like 2 fish. I think I won myself a rod.
Wow.
You know, it was
I mean, our
pretty
state
exciting.
championship was on the Des Plaines River just last year,
Again,
and it was a 2-day, and I think it took 10 a day.
Yeah, it's been in a low cycle. I feel like. I mean, I don't know if it's ever been in a high cycle before, but like it used to take 12 to 13.
one time it
10.
wasn't there like a Wednesday nighter where it took like
Some called
70?
16.
Yeah,
I think.
16 or so.
Yeah, no, I fished in I fished an AC with Scott, and it took 17 to win that. I think.
Those are rare.
Oh, that's the one that I fished with DJ.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was Oh yeah, that was that one.
We saw you guys.
We fished out the Purple Rocket.
Yeah.
No carbureted motor. Never did I think I'd have the same boat.
Pretty much. What year is yours?
Mine's a 88. I think his is like a fishing ski though, and then he converted it into
Yeah, you like built
what
it.
it is
Oh.
today, which is the Purple Rocket. Repainted it, put a whole front deck in system thing, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I think we're at 40 minutes now.
You think so?
So yeah, I guess we'll wrap it up.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on, Jake, and we'll have Luka back on.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we'll be back on with Luka
Yeah, thanks.
next week. Next 3 weeks, I'm gonna be in Texas with Cade and Caleb, hopefully, and I think I'm not sure if I'm fishing a tournament or just gonna drive around Texas and fish. We have not decided. Yeah, we might go there. Who knows? But
I say drive around Texas and fish.
yeah, that's
I
what I'm
changed
saying.
my answer from
Yeah,
last night.
so we're me and Caleb are. Cade is fishing a big tournament for like $100,000 on the Rayburn. Me and Caleb are thinking about just doing. We're gonna go fish. Obviously, go fish Rayburn, not the tournament. We don't know yet, but kind of go down there the last week of break on January and see if we can catch us one of them Josh Jones bags.
Oh yeah.
Full 61 pounds. But yeah, we're just driving around Texas. But anyways, that's a wrap on the Stiff Rods podcast. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next episode.